Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's been a little while since I've put a video out, but that's kind of what I do, right? Yeah, I've been busy lately. Mostly geared towards garden, but we've had a lot going on here as far as just things to do. So I haven't put a video out, but I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and put one out today, talk about some of the things, and let's do it. Hey, what is up? How are you guys doing? Thanks for checking out this video. Check out my channel. I'd appreciate it. Got quite a few videos on here. Been doing it a few years. But yeah, there hasn't been a lot to talk about either. Everything's been kind of quiet. I mean, the news has just been flooded with Obama and immigration and anti-Trump crap, and just nobody's really talking about anything, but there's still a lot going on. Right now, Germany just vowed like $900 million back into their military that they don't have. They went into debt for it, saying that they are planning on going to war with Russia. Poland, I mean, most of Europe, we just sent nukes to England, to the UK. We sent a whole order of tactical nukes. The B2, B52, whatever it is, the B2, A1, RS, whatever, the tactical nukes that we have. We just sent a whole bunch over there. We pulled them out, I guess, like 25 years ago, and now we're rearming the UK. All of Europe is ready to go to war with Russia. And it's kind of obvious, but nobody's really talking about it. But yeah, this all goes to the big picture. I always bring it to the big picture. Now, we have the Middle East to deal with, we have Eastern Europe to deal with, and we have Southern Asia to deal with. We have all these proxies. We have Iran kind of in check. They can still do a lot of destruction to us. They can still do a lot of destruction to Europe. But we have them kind of in check. Russia is not in check at all. In fact, they're gearing up their military to take on NATO. NATO is gearing up their military to take on Russia. Now, if you look about it, Trump was pretty strategic, and I'll give him kudos on this, where he said, I'm going to pull out of NATO. I'm going to quit funding everything unless you guys step up. They stepped up. They stepped up big time because they know war with Russia is about to happen. So if they got their security blanket pulled, they just built their own security blanket. Now the US can come in behind them with their security blanket and be a lot more powerful than just the US supplying everything and funding everything. So everybody else stepped up. That's a great thing. Germany has definitely stepped up. All the NATO European countries have stepped up their game. That is needed. We need everything that we can to fight World War III. And if anybody is on our team saying that they don't want to do anything and they just want a free ride, well, that came to an end. And for good reasons. So, yeah, I mean, just there hasn't been a lot going on, but there has. Everybody's worried about Epstein. I could give a shit about Epstein. Yes, we have pedophiles in this country. I don't need to know all the details about it. Of course, if our leaders are involved, yeah, that should be addressed. If Bill Gates was involved, I don't give a shit at all. I don't care about Epstein. I don't care about all these little gossipy things that are going on in the news right now. I care about one thing. We're going to war. This is World War III. That's the only thing that I am focused on. I don't really care about the bills that are going on, even though this last bill, I got a wasp buzzing me. Even though the last bill that was passed is not good. The big beautiful bill, not really that good. It's going to destroy, at face value, our economy. The only way we can counteract that is by going to war, a wartime economy, producing a crap load of things to kill people in our country. That's what's going to save our economy. I think that's what Trump is setting up for. I think that's what Biden was setting up for quite a bit. He was putting a lot of money into military, and everybody was giving him shit about it. Why are we funding Ukraine? Why are we funding these countries that we're not a part of? It's not our war. Bullshit. This is our war. It's a war, but it's a world war. It is going to involve just about everybody in the northern hemisphere and maybe a couple countries in the southern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere is probably the place to be over the next 20 years because it's going to be reasonably safe. So if you're thinking about moving to Costa Rica, get the hell out of Dodge, go ahead and do it. But the world's about to go to war. And that's what I'm worried about. The big picture is what I call it. I'm worried about this big picture. I'm worried about what everybody is doing and how they're moving around the world, and especially China. Now, China they're ready. They are ready to go and take Taiwan and defend Taiwan against the United States and NATO. We're going to be the main players there. We're going to be the main players for Taiwan. I got an itch, and I have to address my itches because I am in bug, spider, wasp territory, and I got to be careful. Anyway, China's about to move. I think China's going to move when we get preoccupied with Russia. We're going to have all our assets over there helping Europe. We got 30-something countries we're going to be helping out, going against Russia. We're probably going to be going against Iran at the same time, or something going on in the Middle East. And China's going to say, this is easy. That is what they're waiting for. They're waiting for an easy takeover. They do things this way. They do things to make it so promising to win a conflict or to do something that they don't even have to worry about it. It's literally going to be easy for them. And the takeover for the United States is also going to be very easy for them. They're going to make sure of that, and they're there. That's what a lot of people don't understand is, like, China has been putting things in place for the better part of 100 years. They're doing it right. They're doing it very well, and very well thought out. So when they move, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt really bad. But we still have all these things going on. As far as, the whole Trump thing, I don't really care. I've never liked the guy. I voted for the guy because I didn't want Harris or some other wacko making decisions in my life. He was the dirtiest shirt in the laundry, or the cleanest dirty shirt in the laundry, something like that. I don't know. Don't care for Trump, don't care for the way he acts, don't care for the things that he does, even though he has done a couple good things. He has held a couple out of many, many, many promises. Quite disappointed in his lack of holding up to his word, but I get it. Once you get into office, the reality sets in. So, and that's why I said, when we were in the election time, when we were getting that run up to November, and I was telling you guys, everything that he's talking about ain't gonna happen. Everything that he's campaigning is bullshit. Everybody was saying, oh, he's going to stop the war in Ukraine in one day. He's going to do all this stuff. And I said, no, he's not. He is not. He doesn't have the power to do it. He doesn't have the motivation to do it. And there's no benefit to us doing that. So even though he was throwing all this bullshit out there to the world, and everybody was falling on the Trump train saying, oh, this is going to be so amazing, and this guy's just amazing, and he's going to do so much to help this country, and, well, take a look. The Epstein files, the Kennedy files, MLK, the drones, all this stuff that he promised. No tax on tips. Doesn't affect me, doesn't affect the world, doesn't affect the country. Made a couple minimum wage people happy. Okay. Congratulations. You're holding up to your word, Mr. Trump. Of course, I could give a shit about any of that. Sure, that's good, I guess, but I'm worried about World War III. I'm worried about the protection of our country. And people aren't talking about it. Just really, people aren't talking about it. The FBI is still screwed. The Homeland Security is still iffy at best. A lot of our departments are still screwed up and still in place, even though Trump said he was going to gut the deep state, gut the swamp, get rid of most of the government agencies and all these three-letter agencies that he was so much against, well, he's buddies with everybody now. So yeah, there's your bullshit. There's your bullshit I was calling out last year. So yeah, World War III is definitely creeping closer. I am preparing the best I can with the means that I have, and it's a good test. Right now, I do not have an income coming in. We have everything covered. 4 or 5 times fold. I'm not worried about that. But right now is a good test. Right now is good to find out if my garden is going to be sufficient, if our food production, food storage is going to be sufficient. We haven't even really been going to the grocery store in a while. Our groceries have been minimal, less than half. We're getting our staples. We don't have cows. We don't have dairy cows. We're buying milk. Our egg production is right now low. I've got 1 chicken laying eggs. We got a whole bunch of pullets that are going to come in next season. And we also have Jersey Red Giants or Jersey Giants for our meat birds coming in. We got 15, I believe, of those. So yes, we are going to be having eggs out our ears next year. But this year, we got to go to the grocery store, buy a little bit. But that's it. That's it. All of our proteins, our meats, our vegetables are taken care of. Our canned food, our quick meals, taken care of. Spices, herbs, taken care of. Everything's taken care of. So yeah, it's a really good test for it. But yeah, I kind of wrapped around and got off track. Everything is heavily leaning towards World War III. All of Europe is saying it's on. Russia is saying this is going to happen. And right now they're giving the timeline for 1.5 years. It has been 2027 on China's terms, which is really the only one that matters. Russia has been saying it's tomorrow for years now. So I've discredited anything that Putin is saying, unless he comes out with something a little more serious and a little more upfront and certain that, you know, something's going to happen around this time frame within the year, maybe the fall of 2027 or something like that. If I hear something like that, yeah, I'm probably going to believe it. Pretty much everything I hear coming out of the U.S. and our media, I don't listen to. The only thing I've really been listening to lately is BBC. I mean, they cover everything. I can get everything within a couple seconds. All the headlines that they're talking about, turn it off and I'm good. But they do touch on things, you know, that are going around the world, just not here in the U.S. You know, nobody's talking about every day Israel's bombing the food lines in Gaza. You know, I mean, there's some messed up stuff going on over there, but yeah, nobody's going to talk about it because, you know, we have some sort of drama with Trump to talk about, and you know, whatever. Now it's like all about Obama. I mean, I wish our government could frickin' focus and pay attention to the things that matter. But apparently they're not doing that. They're just wrapped up in the Real Housewives of government and drama and reality show BS that it's a joke. So please look past that. Look past that. Search out some real information. YouTube has a lot of good stuff. Not saying trust every random person on YouTube, but YouTube has a lot of good stuff that you're not going to get in the media with podcasts and just different channels that are out there. You all know you're watching YouTube, so. Yeah, so what else is going on? My garden it's kicking butt and it's failing dramatically. It's kind of both. The heat devastated everything. It took out, I did a video on it last, took out my squash, basically took out my cucumbers, but my cucumbers are actually still putting out cucumbers. I'm still getting cucumbers just about every day. All the plants are basically dead with just a couple green vines that are going out that are producing. So very resilient. I did screw up with that. It's a pickling cucumber and I've been growing them for salads and that's not going too good. I am going to try to do pickles for the first time. I've never pickled anything in my life. So I'm going to go ahead and try that with some of the remainder life left in that plant. But yeah, my butternut's not doing good. All my other squash in the raised bed is, I just had a spider fall off of my ceiling into my onions. I have lots of onions drying out right here, right in front of me. That's one reason I haven't been out here at the table in my garage, because it's just kind of a mess. I've had wood tools, You know, I've got a router table right next to me right here that's on my table that I usually use for the video. So I've been out there doing gardening stuff, building trellises. I haven't pushed a lot on selling any of the trellises because honestly, I still need some trellises. But I'd be willing to sell any of them if anybody wanted to buy them. But I haven't really pushed any sort of marketing or anything like that on it. But I've been building trellises. I've been paying a lot of attention to the garden, taking care of the chickens. I got some stuff to do. I need to do a little revamp on the substrate of my chicken coop. That's going to be today. It is hot, hot, hot. I have no shade protection on anything with my garden either. I have one strip of shade that I got off of a condo in Florida that's been packed in a box for a long time. It's about, I don't know, 8 feet long or so and 42 inches wide or something. It was spare parts on a construction job, and I happened to inherit it for a good part of a decade or more and decided to put that to use. So it's not much, but I can throw that over a couple plants and maybe be able to save them. I might throw it over my carrots because my carrots are stressing a little bit. They're about ready to come out, but not quite. I pulled a couple as test. I've been pulling test vegetables just to see where they're at. And my carrots do have a little bit longer to go, but they are struggling quite a bit. They've been bolting. I've been pulling the bolts because it's over at that point and they're small. They're about half the size of a hot dog. You know, I would say here's a good example for the part to my vape. They're about that big around, so they're not very big. Half the size of a hot dog, double a pencil. A Sharpie, about as round as a Sharpie. These are the ones that are bolting, by the way. The ones that are dying back a little bit are, hang on, I'll just show you. Okay, so yes, this is my bolted carrot. Might be able to see it a little better down here. I doubt it's going to focus, but this is the carrot that bolted. Very small, not even really edible. This is one, it's sitting, I gotta get it in the fridge, cook them up. So this one's the one that was dying back a little bit. This is a better carrot. I can eat this, but I'm also getting, I mean, I harvested my potatoes yesterday, got a lot of red potatoes, as well as my green beans. These are my China beans. You can see, get 2 or 3 of these, you got yourself a side dish. These things are draped all over my trellis system. They are everywhere. So I've got a lot of these beans. I can't freeze dry them fast enough, eat them fast enough, freeze them, all that. Really, really producing. So some of the garden is really producing well. The okra, for instance, I've got this purple okra I've been doing. I don't really eat a lot of okra, and that's one of those situations where plant what you eat. I figured I would eat a little bit, and I planted 4 plants. I cannot even keep up. Every day I get like a half a dozen, at least 4 good size okra coming off of that, but it's doing really good. My asparagus is doing really good, surprisingly. Everything else is really doing good. Sunflowers came out, stuff like that. So really happy with the garden this year. But I have had some failures, obviously with the heat, and we've had very sporadic rain. Most of my tomatoes have cracked. I ate one of the beefsteaks last night. It was absolutely delicious, but it was cracked all hell. I mean, my cherry tomatoes are cracking. And it's going to be tough. The next week to 2 weeks, we have no rain in the forecast and mid-90s pushing 100 degrees with dew points in the 70s. Really, really humid, really, really hot for the next 2 weeks. This is going to devastate a lot of people's gardens. If you're in this area, and this is going from Texas all the way up to northern Michigan, Nebraska is going to be 111. Yeah, in the hundreds up in Michigan and Wyoming and stuff like that. Really big heat wave going right up the center of the country in the Midwest right now. So if you're in that area, you have a way to shade your garden, because this is going to wreak havoc on a lot. Me personally, I don't. I have that one little piece. This is going to be next year's focus of making sure that I protect what I grow. This year is grow and harvest. Be productive with the garden, which I would say has been pretty successful. Next year is going to be protecting more of those things. So yeah, the garden's going pretty good. I'm not going to go on and on and on about that with out visuals, of course, it gets kind of boring. I mean, these are my visuals here. Got some beans, okra, potatoes, onions that are drying out. They're about dry. They're ready to go into storage. They've been here about a week and a half in the shade, warmth. Unfortunately, it's been a little bit humid, but everything's looking pretty good as far as onions go. I still have more out there that are growing. I still have more of everything that are growing except the squash, which ripped them out, got rid of them. I should have burned them, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here in my life, here at the homestead. And a little bit about what's going on with World War III. Things are ramping up. Right now it's quiet. Nobody's talking about geopolitics at all. They're talking about drama within the US politics. So, as everybody is focused on that, please look over here and try to figure out what's actually going on behind closed doors. Pay attention to international news. Pay attention to Russian Times, RT, Al Jazeera, BBC, Australia, Korea. Look for these media outlets and then put your own analysis together. Don't just listen to Fox. For the love of God, don't listen to Fox. Fox is, I'm kind of done with Fox. We watch a lot of Fox. My girlfriend loves Fox. The propaganda is so thick. It's comical. I mean, everything is just comical when I flip on Fox News. It's hard to watch. I mean, it really is. And sorry if you love Fox News, but it's just hard to watch for me. It's right there with like MSNBC from what people say about MSNBC. But anyway, try to be educated, try to get assets for survival, get assets for preparation, and learn to protect those assets. So what I'm doing with my garden is the same thing you need to do with preparation in a whole. Get some canned food, get some freeze-dried food. Get some food put back, rice, beans, stuff like that, and learn to protect it. Make sure it's going to be good. Make sure the temperatures are good. Make sure you don't have it in a very hot, humid environment. Freeze your rice. Protect them from the bugs and the weevils that grow in rice. Kill the weevils so they don't lay eggs and eat all your rice while you're waiting for the nuclear fallout to finish up. And you open your bag and there's nothing left, or it's just all insect poo. Protect it with firearms. Protect your house. So build assets and protect. World War III is coming, folks. Nothing has slowed down. It has gotten ramped up. Trump has made it much more dangerous. Everything has gotten more dangerous with our military for the other countries, which in turn comes back to us. But yeah, so him saying that he's going to slow everything down and stop it, and oh yeah, he was called the president of no wars, the president of peace. Yeah, buckle up. Yeah, he isn't. He just got lucky and he played it out. Trump has become a master marketer. Everything is marketed. Politics, policies, everything has been marketed. The dude makes shoes with Trump plastered all over it. He's all about marketing. He is marketing the United States right now to the rest of the world. Doing a decent job, but not everybody's buying it. But World War III is coming. All this stuff is most definitely coming, and we're only a little bit closer to it now than we were yesterday. So yeah, keep prepping, grow a garden, do whatever you can to be self-sustainable. Keep working on it. Don't let your guard down at all, because it is worse now than it was yesterday. I will leave it with that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Till then, peace.